This video is made for real collectors because I don't want 3-year-olds watching this video. Another warning, the Cyclonus in this video is borrowed. Hello, this is my first review of any figure, so please leave any comments on how I can improve it. Wow, we went a long way with the Studio Series 86 figures. We went from having our first one, and now we're already getting Ultra Magnus, and Brawn, and so many other ones I don't care to name. You know what, let's get to the actual review of the figure now. The articulation on this figure is a mixed bag, because it's just your average articulation. You got the wrist swivel so he can move his arm around, which I guess is pretty good. 90-degree arm bend. The arm can move all the way around, but there's only one bad thing. Because of this wing thing, you'd have to move it back in order for his arm to go back, but then he just looks inaccurate and weird. He has the head swivel thing. Yeah, he has the head swivel. Both arms move the same, but the legs is where I get to the problem. We're going to start with the waist. The waist has your swivel, which is good, but the thigh. He has thigh rotation, but it doesn't move that far. In the first place, doesn't move that far, so it's kind of just stupid. Then, even if you do manage to get it back, there's a chance that you're going to get the paint scratched off. You're going to get the paint chipped off because of the wing thing, which then just adds damage to your figure, because that is actually what happened to mine. Then the legs. You have your... So first, you can see the mushroom peg that they're on. They really couldn't just covered that up. You like, not even just like something that can like flip out, because I get it, like you want to have these things just so people can fix them. You really couldn't just like add a screw in or something to cover that up, because no one wants to see that. Worst part is that it's in a section where if you're looking at him from behind, you can see that perfectly. There's nothing covering that up. They really couldn't have made an effort to do this. Oh, God. Yeah, I'm going to get to the wings last, because that is where I have my biggest problem. So, knee rotation. So, like I said, the swivel does nothing. So, what's the point of even having it there if it's not even going to do anything? Then he has the foot rotation. And go swivel, I guess. I don't know why I said that. The feet move like this, which is good for terrain, but if it's not terrain, then why is it there? Like, why not just have the foot go back and forth? Which, I'm going to be honest, at least it's an improvement from this guy who literally can't do either of them. This Galvatron can't do the toe thing or can't move his foot back and forth. All it can do is just move in, and it doesn't even move in that far. It just goes in like that. Anyway, this is not a Galvatron review. So, yeah, they can't move back and forth, which I really would have wanted them to do, because then it makes this posing him a lot easier, because just use this, for example. Say there's a rock, and he's going to walk over it. You can't have him like this. You have to have him like this. You have to have his toe bent like this instead of having it so it's just bent. I would have... Honestly, I'd say having the toe thing is better than nothing, so, yeah. Now, to the worst part. The wings. The wings on this figure are horrendous when you come to doing stop motions or just posing him. What makes them... So, they look good. They look good, yes. Well, except for this little flappy part, but I'll get to that later. Take away that part, and it looks good. You can even aim them like this, and it still looks good, because it looks like they're like turrets that he's going to shoot. But just having them posed regularly like this from the back looks like it's just a backpack. And from the front, it looks like they had nowhere to put it. The wings, though, are... The way they're posed and the way they move only makes it so they can go in and they can go back and forth. I know they're not supposed to do it, but they still did it nonetheless. It would have been good if you could have just tilted them at an angle, Because if you tilt them at an angle, you can have it so it's bent back, and then at least the arm can go backwards a little more. If you have them at an angle like this, it just looks weird from the back. Look at this. Having them like this makes it look a lot better. He doesn't have finger rotation, which was actually I don't get why figures don't have finger rotation. After all, there is a figure that is around his height. In fact, he is smaller, and yet still has finger rotation. Okay, I can't tell, but if anyone can tell, are his hands yellowing? Because it looks like they're yellowing. Nope, never mind. Nope, that's just the color. That's just the gray. Okay. Yeah, I'll get to a review on Hot Rod eventually. Yeah, so that's it for the articulation. Like, there's one thing I forgot to mention, which isn't even important. This little gun thingy on the top of his head moves. I don't get why it does. It's just there. I don't even get why it's there in the first place. It just makes him look like he has a drill on his head, so it makes him look like I'm gonna get that rock again. Looks like he's about to go up to a rock and go. Okay, back onto the rest of the review. The transformation on this figure. Oh. It sucks. It's bad. I'm not, like, toning this down. It is just bad. It's terrible. The transformation is bad. It's confusing. It's full of just mixed panels. It doesn't look like they go together. I'll give them this. The color on this figure matches, but other than that, it sucks. It sucks. Especially transforming him from robot to vehicle mode. Well, no, actually, it's the other way around. So, part of his transformation is, well, I'm going to get to it. So, you turn in the feet, and you have to do it at a certain way, or else it messes up the entire thing. You have to have the heel in first, which is already my first problem. Because then, what if you do it wrong, and then you have to redo it later? Second, what they did with the wings was so lazy. You just flip it down, and that is it. Like, I'm not coming here to transform this thing because I want to just have him in vehicle mode or robot mode his entire time. I want to, like, switch him back and forth. It makes him look good. I want to do it because they're supposed to be fun. But with this, it's not. It's not really fun. But this is where my biggest complaint comes in. When you're getting this to go in, you have to fold it in such a way that you need to be careful. Because see, look, or this could happen. His head doesn't go in. I don't get why they had to do the pegs on there. Like, they didn't have to do the whatever. I forgot what peg they're type of called, but they're the ones where they click in. It's ratchet. Yeah, the ratchet. I don't get why they had to do a ratchet there. So, yeah, as you can already hear, I have, see, and then if you don't have the wings in the right angle, it's going to mess up everything where you're trying to take down the arms, which is why I have so many complaints with this Scourge. I'm not gonna lie, though, in my opinion, it's a little better than the Rise of the Beast Scourge, and this is why. Yes, it's a good figure, but they really couldn't have just waited until they had the final art instead of doing it off the concept. Like, we don't want the concept art one. We want the actual one. If you want to put concept art ones, put it into the main line. Well, they did that earlier, so why couldn't they just do that again here? And then one of my biggest gripes with this is getting this thing to actually look good in its transformation. Because first, you need to get this thing around the arm, which is hard because you gotta get it in such steps, and you also gotta mangle you have to mangle his way into this. Okay, I'm not gonna start insulting how the vehicle mode looks yet. I'll insult it in a bit because I'm gonna go full sheep wielder on this thing. He's yeah, I'm gonna start insulting this figure because it looks good in both, well, I was going to say it looks good in both modes, and then I'd be lying. because it does not really look that good in its vehicle mode, and it's because I forgot. I'm not gonna insult it yet. I'm not gonna insult it. I'm not gonna insult it yet. This figure's vehicle mode absolutely sucks, in my opinion, because of course it does. Of course it does. It sucked in the movie, and it sucks here. Yes, I watched the tabs on this thing are just, they suck. Like, I'm telling you this, the transformation sucks. The tabs barely even work, and and these don't even go in all the way. Neither of them go in all the way, which is another problem I have with this figure. There's nothing for them to tab into. You just have to have it get in there. Anyway, yeah, this spaceship mode sucks. It's just a blue football. It's just a blue football. Look at this. What do you see out of this besides a blue football? That is all I see. I am one to use imagination to try to come up with things. There is no imagination in this thing. This thing is just a blue metal football. I love the figure. I do. I really love this thing. And I want to love it more. But I can't with this vehicle mode. You really couldn't have came up with something better? I mean, you have Cyclonus, who turns into this cool spaceship. You know what? I'm gonna show it. Look at this. And God, the generator just turned on. Okay, you know what? Okay, just ignore it. Okay, so, as you can see, you got a football and a spaceship. Football, spaceship. Football, spaceship. Tell me, which one's which? Which is the football? Which is the spaceship? I'm not even gonna get Galvatron for this one, because he's just a cannon. That's it. Is good, I guess. I'm not gonna do most of the comparisons to him, because I'm gonna save those for his review. But it's not even close on saying which one is better. You have one that had more money put into it from Studio Series. Then you have the Netflix one. The Netflix one is the better one. Yeah, good joke. Except it's not a joke. It's true. The Netflix one is better. Okay, now on to the comparisons. Here we have them next to the mainline Wheeljack figure. As you can see, they are not similar in size, but they're not too different, I guess. They work well together. The size is not that off. Next, we have War for Cybertron Toneline. He actually does not scale at all. You could say that Pablo did it, but he's just huge. In fact, look at him next to this. That's giant for a car, and I never realized that until now. That's all the comparisons I'm going to make for for vehicle mode, because I don't want to do more. I don't want to do more vehicle modes, because I'm not really a vehicle mode guy. I actually like them for their robot modes. Okay, now on to robot mode comparisons. First, we're going to start off with the one and only Ratchet. So, as you can see, they are kind of similar in height. Not so much, but close enough. Next is Toneline. Bit smaller, but relatively the same. Oh god, Ratchet fell over. Okay. Yep, so relatively the same size. Nothing too out of the ordinary. Next we got Rise of the Beast Bumblebee. The smallest of the group. Got Ss86 Hot Rod. Now we have the new smallest, Cliff Jumper. As you can see, he's small. What you call small, he's small. Next, we got Galvatron. And then next, we got a new big guy. We're gonna have to take all of these off. I had to tilt my camera up for this. Siege Galaxy Prime. He is a big guy. Now on to our last one. Studio Series The Fallen. Yes, I took off the arm things, because it gives him more, rotation and stuff. As you can see, he is huge, and he is small. That's going to be it for this review. If you want any other reviews, just let me know, and I will be there to give them to you. Peace!
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!